Yeah, I mean, and I couldn't have done it without the chamber. Honestly, we've been in operation now. We're going into our second month. Our first month we did pretty good, but once I joined the chamber and learned some other things, and I went to the social media thing over at Main Event, and I've gone to a lot of other things, and it's introduced me to so many different people and things that I could work on, and I mean, I just it's amazing.
Welcome to another episode of Clear Light Connections, where we talk to the people behind the businesses of Bay Area Houston. We are proudly sponsored by UTMB Health. And today I have with me Tamia Reese, who is the CEO of Creamer by K and the Beauty Collective.
That's correct.
Tell me, and I'm drinking some of your hazelnut creamer right now, for those of you that are wondering what type of cream we're going to be talking about. How'd you get started with not just one business, but two businesses?
So I've been making creamer for almost a year now. My mother passed away a couple years ago with she had Alzheimer's, and one of the things we used to do when I was younger was we would get up in the morning and we would make coffee and have coffee every morning before I went to school, and that was our thing. So when she passed away, that was I was trying to figure out a way to kind of deal with the grief because she passed away on Mother's Day. To deal with the grief and then honor her at the same time. And so what I did, I just made the creamer, and I said, well, what would my mom do? She loved cows, and the black and white cows especially. And so that's what I did. That's now our logo, and Creamer by K was born.
And tell me about your other business.
So the Beauty Collective, that came from pandemic kind of a thing. You know, I was at home, the kids were home, I didn't have time to do anything for myself. I didn't have time to do hair or do my face or even get really nice, you know. And so I was trying to figure out a way that women could be able to do all of that in one space. So at the Beauty Collective, you can come in, you can have a cup of coffee, but you can also get a facial, you can get a massage, you can have non-invasive lipo. You can do it all in one stop. So instead of going all around town to do all the things you normally would have done, you just go to one place. So.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I do know that fashion was the victim of the pandemic. Pajamas became kind of the go-to thing. So,
Yeah.
But you're giving now back an opportunity for people to get out of that mode and get back to treating themselves the way to give them the opportunity to get to be treated right.
That's right. Ladies, we deserve it. We have kids, we take care of the house. We deserve to be able to treat ourselves, pamper ourselves, you know?
Yeah, and so you talked about your mom being your big inspiration, and my mother-in-law passed away of Alzheimer's, and really horrible just to see your loved one kind of fade away is how I described it to most people.
Yeah. She that morning she had eaten breakfast and went to lay down and take a nap. She didn't wake up from the nap.
But what people don't realize about Alzheimer's, and if you don't want to talk about this, it's fine. But is that it's really the family members that it's hardest on them, and so I love the fact that you're using the creamers and the business as a way to honor your mom's memory.
Yeah.
And I think that. So tell me the moment when you realize, wait a second, okay, there's something here, and I've got to do this.
So I used to work for Boeing, and I worked in the aviation field. So we all know pilots, private pilots, they drink and live and breathe coffee. And so we had a pilot I worked right over at Starbase at Ellington Field, and he would drink the coffee. He's like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. And I had my own that I made. So I was like, well, here, I got some creamer. Just try it, see what you think. And so he tried it, and he was like, oh my God, this is amazing. You should sell this stuff. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. You know, I've been in HR for 20 years. I'm not worried about doing any business. It's just good stuff. So then he came back, and he was like, hey, I have a flight going out. I need to get some of this creamer because I told the people that I'm flying, and they want to try it too. And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll make you a little bit, and you can take it with you. And then progressively, more and more people started wanting the creamer, and I was like, well, maybe I do have something here. But then I just did it from home, you know, and I was like, it's not going to be a big of a deal. But then I had friends that were in Dallas and said, hey, I have a coffee shop up here. I love your creamer. Can you just send me a couple of boxes every month? I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then it's kind of started to grow from there. So
at some point you realized you couldn't be doing this for free anymore.
Correct. Shipping is not very inexpensive, especially shipping cold goods. So
And so you said your mom and you drank coffee every morning. Did you guys
Yes.
also make the creamer?
No,
Okay.
we didn't do it then, but my mom did. She would have a spot of coffee and the rest of the cup full of creamer. So a majority of it was just all creamer.
That sounds
So
like my mom. She's English, so it's when she says I want a spot of tea, she means a spot of tea, and then the
literally.
rest of it milk. And it's like
Yeah.
so. The Beauty Collective.
Yes.
Where is it located? Tell us a little bit more about that. What people could expect when they come in.
Okay, so the Beauty Collective is an area that we have young, up and coming, and more seasoned professionals that offer all types of beauty services. We're located right at 1100 Hercules Avenue, Suite 100. We offer, like I said, non-invasive lipo, facials, body massage, non-invasive contouring. We offer lashes and waxing and anything else you can imagine.
So you basically got a bunch of people together and pulled in the resources and said, hey, wait a second. Like you said, instead of having to bounce around, let's make this available in one spot.
Right. And a lot of people don't know is a lot of beauty professionals, when they work in larger companies, they don't really have the opportunity to make as much money as they should. So if they're working for a larger company and let's say they do a $95 facial, well, the company will get $85 of that 95 and the person actually completing the service will only get $10. And so where I am, they have an opportunity to keep all of the money that they make. So they have an opportunity to grow their business and to be able to expand their brands without somebody taking 90% of their money.
Well, let's dive into this a little more because this sounds like the ultimate buy into Bay Area. And we talk about buy into Bay Area a lot about how, local. But this sounds like you're driving other entrepreneurs and letting them really buy into Bay Area and experience what it's like to be on the other end of the business, not just the working side, but the actual business side.
Exactly. And what I try to do, like I said, I've been in HR for over 20 years at this point. And so while I'm working with the ladies that are currently there, we're going through how to budget, how to do a business plan, how to build their business to withstand ebbs and flows in the economy. We have people come in and do training so that they can actually learn how to do this on their own. My goal was just to bring people together so that they could grow. And it's kind of like a sisterhood at this point because I promote them, and then in turn they promote me. We just want to work together. We all want to succeed. And that's the best way to do it. So I have a little bit more business experience than some of them, so I'll teach them those things. But then they have other experience of things that I don't know, like marketing. I had no clue. But those ladies, they use a lot of social media where I did not. And so we're just kind of working together to try to build each other's brands together.
And have you been able to transfer that over to Creamer by K?
Yes, because you walk in the door of Creamer by K before you go get your massages.
I love it.
Yes, and you can come in and wait in the coffee shop while you're waiting on your different service when you're going from suite to suite.
Awesome. So it sounds to me like you really use word of mouth advertising. That sounds like maybe it's your number one. Try it and you'll buy it type marketing.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Did you set out to do that, or is it just your personality? I mean, was it deliberate?
I have my bachelor's degree and my master's are both in psychology. I love to talk to people. I have never met a stranger, my husband will say. So that's kind of how I would rather build my business. I'd rather you see who's behind the business so that you trust me when you're coming to my business. It's not that you see this thing on the internet and you're like, okay, that looks pretty. But it may look pretty, but now you know the person behind it. You know my story. You know I'm not here just to make money. I literally make everything in my coffee shop.
Wow.
I make all of the creamers. I make all of the cakes. I make everything. So it means a lot to me, and I'm giving a piece of myself to everyone. When people come into the coffee shop, I always ask them, I was like, okay, do you like it? Is there anything I need to do? I'll fix it. Is there something wrong?
I love it, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Because it's important. It's it's not just
It's
work.
relationship,
Yeah.
and that's where I think a lot of people they fall short in business because they don't understand that it's about relationships. Every transaction is a relationship. It's not just the numbers. And if you don't build those relationships, then it is just transactional, and that's not sustainable.
And what I will say is, I joined the chamber and I met Catherine. She's amazing. She's probably the best human on the planet, I think. She has introduced me to so many people. I've gone to the networking events with the chamber. There's there's nothing better than doing that.
Well, you almost sound like you've created kind of this chamber for people in the beauty arena, and it sounds like you're doing something very similar. You're connecting people together.
Yeah, I mean, and I couldn't have done it without the chamber. Honestly, we've been in operation now. We're going into our second month. Our first month we did pretty good, but once I joined the chamber and learned some other things, and I went to the social media thing over at Main Event, and I've gone to a lot of other things, and it's introduced me to so many different people and things that I could work on. And I mean, it's amazing.
Well, I love this. This is a great Buy in the Bay Area and chamber success story. Speaking of which, I need to go to Sherry Sweeney for some mega important announcements.
Pressure.
All right, let's do that one. I need to go to Sherry Sweeney with some somewhat important announcements. Better? No? Okay. I need to go to Sherry Sweeney for some important announcements from the chamber.
Hello, Clear Lake Area Chamber of Commerce members and Bay Area Houston. On July 15th, we are co-hosting with several chambers our Harris County Precinct 2 Commissioner, Adrian Garcia. You'll be able to see him live or virtually and hear about his plans for our portion of Harris County. Go to clearlakearea.com for more information.
And we're back. So let's talk about what you've brought today. You've brought some products from Creamer by Kay. What do we have here?
So that is our 16-ounce sweet cream coffee creamer. And then right beside that there, we have a 4-ounce. We sell all of our creamers in the store either in 16 ounces or 4-ounce sizes. With all of the flavors, with the exception of the sweet cream, are lactose-free. But they are keto. The other ones are keto-friendly, lactose-free. None of my creamers have added sugar. And then beside that one, we have our what we call our milk and cookies. It's our cookies and cream frappuccino.
Ooh. And so I just finished the hazelnut. Mm-hmm. No lactose. No added sugar.
No.
Wow.
No. I use all lactose-free ingredients. My hazelnut, I source that from an actual farm where they actually make the hazelnut extract. I don't buy anything out of the grocery store other than the lactose-free milk.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything is locally sourced. My coffee that I use from it's from Clutchtown. They're my roasters downtown Houston, Clutch City. And we're just trying to keep everything local and just kind of build the area.
It's the Buy in the Bay Area song or story that just keeps on going. I mean, that's awesome.
I promise I didn't make it up. It's real.
So, any specials you're running? Anything else you want to let the audience know about before we go?
Yes. So, I am also a veteran. So every day we have veteran specials. We have discounts for veterans, first responders, for educators, for students. I'm not in this to become a millionaire. I just like everybody to have a good cup of coffee. When I started out at all of the ingredients in coffee creamers these days, they're 90% chemicals. Most of my ingredients, the most ingredients I have in any creamer is 4. There's nothing over the 4 ingredients, and none of those ingredients are sugar.
Wow.
And so I feel like I just want to do my part. You know what I mean? And hopefully everybody will enjoy my creamer and stuff.
Well, so far so good. You've got a bunch of fans in the room. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And it sounds like to me you're continuing that service in other ways, and thank you for that. And everybody, come get some Creamer by Kay. And while you're there, check out the Beauty Collective.
Some facials and massages. Yes.
Awesome. Great job.
Thank you.